Times.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
Yeah. But you. I used to go to Evo back in the day. I had more time. One of the first Evos I went to, I dressed as Jerry from Street Fighter. But like I just kind of, especially with like Street Fighter and stuff, I kind of just like fell off the band because it takes like so much like practice. It's like you have to like sit there and just like practice your inputs over and over, and I just kind of like don't really have the time to do it anymore, unfortunately. So I felt like I really fell behind. Like, you know, now I'll play Guilty Gear with somebody and I'll just like get my butt kicked. I'm like, but yeah. What about you?
Do you have a favorite fighting game player?
Oh, I feel like it's like a total cop out to say Daigo because everyone says Daigo, but yeah, it was cool when I got to meet him for like 2 seconds. Yeah.
It's supposed to make you again. It's not June convention. It's supposed to be 18 plus. So I just want to say thank you for your hard work on the university is called Judy-chan.
Yeah.
I
thought you were gonna say Honey Pop because usually somebody asks about that at every panel.
I'm worse. Is there anything you can share about what that? Did you know what we're getting into with that one?
Oh yeah, absolutely, because the director was a friend of mine for a long time, and she was casting it out of New York at the time, so I actually flew out to New York and I stayed with her and recorded it and stuff.
I just really appreciate how much hard work you put into that because it makes me feel less bad to know there is something worth taking seriously in all this.
Like, you think in your head that sounded terrible, but it's kind of like, you know, it's just like if your boss at work tells you to do something or whatever, you're not gonna be like, no, I think we should do it this way. So it's, you know, a lot of times it's like they have their vision for the project and you just kind of have to trust that it will come together in the best way. So, I mean, there's always times when, you know, every actor is like, oh, I didn't like that take, or, you know, or sometimes they'll give you like a read and you're like thinking like that really doesn't sound natural, but it's like, you know, you just have to like do it and just like follow instructions to the best of your ability. Yeah. Just trying to see how much time we have. Oh, we have 15 minutes. Cool. I was thinking we had like 5 minutes, so cool, we can get to more questions. How about you?
Is there anything like fun or silly you like to do, like warming up or anything, something, for example, like hand motions?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely, if I'm doing like effort sounds or something like punching, like if I'm, because I remember I took a class once and they're like, you have to know the difference between like, you know, like physical, like punching somebody and like swinging a sword. And I can't really, if you asked me to explain the difference in my mind, I couldn't really tell you. But I know that when I'm like punching, I'm like, huh! It's like feels different to me than if I go, and like swing a sword or something. So it's like kind of like doing the motion. I mean, obviously you have to kind of stay in one spot. You can't be like flailing all over the place, but doing like that little motion or getting hit, kind of going like, kind of like recoiling or whatever is super helpful. Like for, you know, for like physicality and stuff, you kind of have to incorporate a little of that. As far as like preparing and stuff, a lot of times when I'm just like in my car driving to the studio, I'll just like sing, because I feel like singing is a really good warm-up. I usually sing David Bowie, no surprise there. You know, sometimes I used to sing like Frozen, and I was thinking like, I'm glad that I'm in my car and no one can get annoyed with me. Yes. Oh, I would love that. I mean, I don't think that's ever gonna happen, to be honest, because I just don't, they probably like don't really think there's a market for it over here. I don't know, but I would definitely love, because Kuriyuki Hime was also one of my early roles, so I would really, really like it if I got to reprise her in something. I mean, it can happen because Blue Exorcist, I mean, we did the first part of it in like 2012, and then getting to go back after 5 years and reprise Izumo was really cool. And they're like, so basically time really hasn't passed. It's not like a time jump. It's like they're explaining it to me, and I was like, oh, so we're just picking up where we left off. Cool. But like I heard my old recordings and cringed because I was like, oh, I can do so much better now. So that was the other thing that made it cool to go back and revisit a character, just being like, I feel like I'm a better actor now, or whatever. In the near future. I'm sorry. radar that I can really talk about, but in terms of stuff that came out recently that I did, I'm in Puyo Puyo Tetris, if any of you guys have played that. And I'm, Lulu is my character's name, the one with the Ojo-sama laugh and her little picture. And also, I mean, this was something we recorded a couple years ago, but Disgaea 5 just got ported to the Switch, if anyone's interested, and I play Serafina in that, and you will hate my Ojo-sama laugh in that one after like 2 seconds of the game, but it was very, very fun to do. Yes?
What do you enjoy or look for when you're watching the Let's Play?
Well, I don't really watch a lot of Let's Plays, to be honest. I mean, sometimes I do it if it's like, say I'm in a game and I like just don't have the time to play the game, or I can't like afford to go out and buy it or whatever. I will sometimes watch a Let's Play so I can like hear what I did or this or that. But I know I was watching some of the near ones just because people are like, oh, these ones are really funny, or like some of the reviews, and just like the comments that the people were making were really funny. Like some of them it wouldn't really be appropriate to say in an all ages panel, but there was one where he was like, the guy doing the video was talking about Adam and calling him like a certain type of Sephiroth, and it was really funny. Yes.
Did you have another career path in mind where you became a voice actor or actress?
I really like just wanted to do voice acting more than anything, and it was kind of, I knew I'd have to do other jobs in the meantime to pay the bills. Like I've done all sorts of things. Waitressing was like the worst for me personally because I'm really like bad at dealing with people, so I don't know, that was kind of something that I did and was like, oh, I'm really bad at this. And then I did retail. I still have a side job actually. I work at a kitten nursery, and that's a very cool side job, so I'm glad that I'm doing that now. But you know, it was, which I'm actually really glad that I got to do that, because I do love like cats and rescuing cats, but I didn't really want to do like veterinary or something like that because I knew it would be like really sad for me and stuff. So working on something rescue focused is really cool. And I wanted to be a rock star when I was like a teenager, but I was really, really bad at singing and playing bass, so I just like, was like, ugh, and I kind of knew I liked acting, but I was too like self-conscious to be on camera, and I wasn't really good at like theater, so I was kind of like, didn't know how that fit in. And then when I discovered voice acting, it was like, okay, so there's something where I can like use my voice and act, so it's like the best of all the stuff that I wanted to do, and yeah. Yes.
Now you said that your major is Japanese, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there any opportunities for you to go over to Japan and be a voice actor, seeing that you speak both languages?
No, because I mean, for like the actual Japanese versions, they want fluent native speakers who can, you know, because speaking a language doesn't mean you can act in that language. So I would say, if I were ever to get a role in something in Japanese, it would have to be like the awkward American character who's like trying to speak. And like, if any of you guys saw the Love Live movie, where they had there was this one lady who comes up and she's like, "Konnichiwa," and it like kind of became a meme because it was just so, like, when we were listening to that as a preview when we were recorded, I was like, really? It was just so funny. Because I think Umi like reacted to her and was like, "Konnichiwa." So she was like really like, you know, taken aback by this character just going, "Konnichiwa." So I would be like that character, I think.